Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and to be honest with you, one of the most important subjects ever to me now is probably psychology, because this way you understand how human nature actually works, and this way you avoid a lot of trouble. So today I'm going to tell you exactly how is it possible that at age 23, I live with my mom and I make around 30K every single month, but my mom has no idea how much money I make. Now, the idea is, hey, is that something she should know? Or for example, something she shouldn't know? Which is the benefit, which is the downside, and why does it even matter in the first place? And that's what I'm going to talk about right here in this video. And by the way, a lot of you in the future are going to make a lot of money, most likely watching these videos about investing and so on and so on. But in reality, what happens when your family members or your brothers or your sisters, whatever it is, okay, ask you, or your uncles ask you, for example, hey, how much money do you make? Do you tell them? Do you not tell them? What exactly do you do then? Now, if you guys are new here, I post videos every single day, so you should also subscribe and hit the bell to get notified, and also destroy the like button. Now, the very first thing is this, guys. Every story has a beginning, a complexity to it, and then also an ending. And on top of that, a resolution, okay? That's how stories usually work, right? And the idea is that the reason I am the way I am with money, with investing, with my scarcity mindset in a lot of ways is because of my mom. Very early on, she taught me every lesson I needed about saving money. If you don't have anything, you can't do anything. You need to save your money. Don't spend all the money you actually have. And also, my dad taught me, hey, you can make a lot of money and end up with nothing if you basically waste all your money. So I got those very two strange ideas. My mom a saver, my dad a high spender, and that is not who I wanted to be. So overall, one of the best memories I have of my mom is basically when she bought me a piggy bank, okay? And this piggy bank was transparent, it was plastic, and you had no way to actually get into it. The only way to get into it was by cutting it. But before that, I actually had a can piggy bank. Like, you know, like a can, and then you put like the dollars inside, but you can open up if you want to. I had one of those, and I put money in there all the time. And one day, I came home, and the money wasn't there. Now, I had a few suspects. My mom, and my mom, because basically I was like around 6 or 7 years old and she was the only person that lived with me, right? And the idea was I got so mad and so upset to the point where my mom said, hey, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I apologize. And then she went ahead and bought me the transparent piggy bank with no way to open it. That way she knew, and I knew also, that hey, you can trust me, no one is going to go into your piggy bank this time. And you know, you might say, Tommy, wow, she was bad, or she was horrible, or maybe you might say, hey, that's actually normal, you got all the money from her either way. And the answer is that there are parents out there that basically raise their kids saying, hey, whatever you have is mine. It doesn't matter because basically I gave you that money. But in reality, my mom taught me in a way how saving money is important, how ownership is important, and most importantly, how when you make a mistake, you don't say, hey, I'm older than you or whatever. You say, hey, I'm sorry, you try to fix a problem, and then you move on. You don't basically deny the issue or, for example, say, hey, you know what, I made that mistake, but who cares, right? And nah, you're good to go, right? No, the answer is, when I make a mistake today, and I had no idea until I did this video, the answer is usually, I say, hey, I'm sorry, I apologize, how can I fix it? Now, let's move on, right? You have to be quickly apologizing to things when you know you're wrong and just move on and not basically contemplate everything and try to get around it, right? When you're wrong, you're wrong. That is it. Now, I want to tell you guys one more thing before I tell you exactly why I haven't told my mom exactly how much money I make yet. And by the way, I might never, by the way, okay? You'll find out in a few minutes, okay? But the answer is overall, okay? This is the one thing I want to make sure you guys understand. When it comes to being a parent, or for example, being a child, a kid, right? The answer is you don't get to choose who your parents are, and your parents don't get to choose who their kids are. So they don't say, hey, I want to give birth to Steve Jobs or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates. The answer is no, you don't get to choose. On top of that, you as a kid don't choose, hey, I want my mom and my dad to be Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, right? The answer is no one gets to choose. But the one thing is this, guys, okay? Your parents have a responsibility to you because basically they chose to give birth to you and have to take care of you. On top of that, you have a responsibility morally to say, hey, if my mom or my dad is in trouble and I can help, why wouldn't I, okay? If I can help. But there is no, hey, I have to do this because basically you did this for me. I never see it that way whatsoever. If you gave birth, That's your responsibility. You have to do that because basically that's what you signed up for, right? That's the idea. But you can't hold kids. For example, I see families all the time that are very toxic, right? Toxic, manipulative, and also take advantage of people, saying, hey, I gave birth to you. I gave you this. You have to give me this much money every single month. And I made it very clear to my mom and also my family where, hey, no matter how much money I make, I'm not anyone's investment. That's not what I am. On top of that, I don't pay any dividends. So I don't usually help anyone monetarily. If it gets to a point where you have a medical issue and I can help, I'll help. But monetarily, I just don't see the point of doing that. And by the way, there are people out there that the only thing they can give to their family members is usually money. Because basically all they have and the only relationship they actually have with their family members. And that's never what I wanted to actually have. So that's why I never really talk about money with my family, but I talk about how to make money. I talk about how to use money. I talk about how to create wealth, also invest, but I don't talk about, hey, I make this much money or I have this and I have that, because usually it adds expectations, complexities, and you do have toxic people in your family, and I do also, and those people usually, I ignore them. But now guys, here's exactly why I haven't told my mom exactly how much money I make the second time. What do you mean the second time? The answer is that the first time I told her everything. And the answer was that when I was 17, I went to college. And around 18 to 19, I started getting jobs, flipping things. And on top of that, I also started a business. And I was making a decent amount of money. And when things got good around age 20 or so, I told my mom, hey, I make between $6,000 to $8,000 every single month. I don't need you to give me money anymore. On top of that, later on when I was around 21 and 22, I started giving her some money for basically the rent, like around $20 a month. And on top of that, I started helping out with the groceries, where basically I would buy the groceries for the home. Now, is this something I had to do? The answer is no. You don't have to do that. But in reality, all I wanted to do was tell my mom, hey, it's okay. You did a great job as a mother. I'm thankful for having you, and I appreciate everything I did for you. And my response was, hey, mom, I make this much money, and I thought that was actually going to give me the response I actually wanted. So that's why today I make around $30,000 every single month, right? And it's a lot of money, honestly, right? But the answer is I don't go to my mom and tell her that, because usually last time I did it, the money didn't really change anything. But what I did was, hey, I went to my mom and I said these words right here. Mom, I am who I am because of you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful because of you. And because of you, I became the person I am. I think I repeated a lot of things there, okay? But the answer is, that is what I did. And that statement right there put my mom to tears. She never thought I would say anything like that, but in reality, I did say it. And that basically warmed her heart in some way. So usually, if what you want is just to let your parents know you appreciate them and you're grateful, you don't have to tell them about the money. The money thing usually just complicates things. And by the way, I have family members that ask me all the time, Tommy, how much money do you make? And the answer is I don't tell them. But Tommy, why make a video about how much money you make? Won't they see it? The answer is most likely they won't see it. And that's why I share everything here on this channel. And by the way, my job is to always be transparent with you guys. So I have to tell you guys all the details so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This way, you learn a lot better. But overall, guys, okay, a lot of you are going to go out there and become successful. And the more money you make, the answer is you don't have to tell that to your family. And here's why. Because the number and the digits does not change anyone's life whatsoever. Just tell them, hey, I'm doing good, but things could be better. And on top of that, when it comes to your parents, if you appreciate them, the answer is, hey, I'm appreciative, I'm grateful, and thank you so much. If you need to help someone and you can help, go ahead and help. But don't lend anyone in your family money. If you have the money to give, just give it away. Lending money creates a dynamic that you do not want to get involved in. I have a whole video on that. I'll link it down below also. But overall, guys, lastly here, some of you guys might actually be in a toxic, manipulative relationship with your parents or family members. The answer is usually those relationships you have to kind of deviate from and set boundaries. And on top of that, you have to be firm with what you're saying. If my mom was, for example, saying, hey, Tommy, you make this much money, you have to give me $5,000 every single month. My answer would be like, hey, mom, I'm not your investment, but I gave birth to you, okay? The answer is, mom, I couldn't choose you and you couldn't choose me. It's just a responsibility. I'm very firm with what I say, and so do you. And people say all the time, Tommy, the only reason you have the money that you have is basically because you live with your mom, or for example, you're not married yet, or you don't have any kids. And in reality, all these things right here are usually choices. this year I'll be moving out and my mom might come with me. So that'll be great. Or for example, I have a girlfriend 5 years now. I could marry her. On top of that, kids. I don't have any kids, but I choose to. But people sometimes do these things out of order. They move out way too early. Now they have too many expenses. On top of that, they get married. Usually you don't have to get married, but usually they have kids way too early, and now they have that big expense. The answer is you want to do things in order. And if, for example, if you already did it out of order, the answer is you want to adjust to things and go ahead and become successful with whatever hand you have been dealt. And although things might always look pretty on my side, the answer is, I grew up very, very poor, to the point where me and my mom lived in a bedroom, and that was our house, literally. Okay, a bedroom was literally our entire house. Also, my mom had to buy me clothes that basically would fit me later on in life because basically we didn't have that much money. My pops passed away because basically he didn't have the money to actually pay for all the medical bills, okay? So, life isn't always that pretty, but you deal with the hand you have and you don't make excuses because of it, okay? That is my advice, okay? Guys, if you enjoyed this video right here, I hope it did. It's not just financial advice here, but also mental and psychological advice to help you deal with relationships as you become more successful and more successful. It's not about the money. It's about saying, hey, I appreciate you, and using your words and also your emotions and expressions, and then saying, hey, I make this much money. Here's some money. Throw money at the problem. The answer is that does not fix anything whatsoever. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you liked it. On top of that, also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And if you want to text me or talk to me one-on-one, join my Patreon, link down below, or send me a DM on Instagram at TommyBryson. And before I go, if you want to watch a full video on why you should never lend money to a family member, here's that video right here. And click my face right now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace.